Welcome everybody to the channel. You know, Shimano makes awesome rods and reels, but Shimano has came out with a popper. This is the Shimano Pop R. There it is. So that's their Thunderbolt technology. So I'm out here today, bright and early, out on my kayak, and I'm gonna put this popper to the test. Like, I have a couple other poppers, you know, some standard poppers. Does this Thunderbolt technology that Shimano put in their lures really make a difference? A couple things that I wanted to talk about before we start throwing this bait is the colors. Colors are awesome, hardware is awesome, so I don't need to change out the hooks or split rings. So here's our first cast with the Shimano Pop R popper. So it casts really nice. Oh, it walks really nice. See how it bloops. Okay, so it throws water. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to let this popper sit for a second, just to see if that Thunderbolt technology that they have in here is playing a factor. But so far, I don't have anything showing any type of interest in this. And with the way the water's looking back here, I'll tell you what, I would really love to throw a frog. But it's not why we're here today. Man, that's a beautiful frog. There we go. There's our first fish. Right on the edge. Right when I was saying, man, I would love to throw a frog, I figure let's throw this bait right on the edge of that water line. All right, let's get this guy in the net here. It's not a bad little fish, but with these treble hooks on these baits, all right, there we go. A feisty little fat guy for the first fish on the Shimano World Popper. Release on this little guy. Thank you, buddy. All right, let me tell you guys that I really struggle with treble hook baits. I don't know why. You know, I got stuck in the hand. That'd be the only reason. You know, that'd be a good reason why. I did not, and I just seem to have issues with treble hook baits. So I figure I'd use my net to get that fish, get the fish off, and I spent the last 15 minutes trying to get my hooks out of my net. So I don't think we're going to continue doing that. Oh, that was a good one. Oh man, I hope you guys saw that blow up. That's a good fish. Unless I have them hooked weird. No, that is a good bass. Choke that bait. Look at that, nice bass right there. That was a nice one. Second one on the Shimano popper. Let's get a good release on her. That was an awesome blow up, by the way. Hopefully you guys were able to see that on the camera. Very aggressive blow up. It was pretty sweet to see that this morning. So we got two decent bass so far, and only been fishing for about 10 minutes with this. Oh, there's another one. That looks tiny. Oh man, that was a little tiny bass. Thankfully, that bass let go. It's the small ones you got to worry about. They're the ones that like to flare. Your fingers are close to the hooks. We're looking for giants today anyway. It was still a cool blow up, fairly aggressive blow up for the little bass, which was sweet. There we go. Wasn't a bad blow up. He's barely hooked. He is barely hooked. I don't know where am I? All right, there's number 3. Not a bad fish. All right, guys, there's bass number 4, Shimano World Popper. There's some aggressive little bass today. We haven't caught no giants. That one was pretty decent. Probably 1.5 pounds, but bass that are definitely showing interest in this, and the blow-ups are very aggressive, which is sweet. Ain't nothing like an awesome blow-up here in the morning. Even the small ones just absolutely explode on this popper. Oh, there we go. That's fish number 5. Oh, buddy, what were you thinking? That is a little tiny bass. Definitely the smallest bass. 6 minutes. I have 6 minutes left of this 30-minute of the Shimano World Popper. That was fish number 5. How crazy is that? Oh man, I'm so happy that, you know, I was able to come out here this morning and, you know, have these fish on poppers. Popper is such a, you know, it's one of them baits where they don't hit a popper all the time, but sometimes that's just what they want. And today, catching 5 fish on this, is it the Thunderbolt technology that made the difference, or are they just on poppers today? I don't know. We'll see once we switch off of the Shimano and put a regular, you know, a different manufacturer popper on. And we'll see if we can catch 5 fish. Ooh, I just saw a boil right behind that. Let's see if we're going to catch 5 fish on a different popper. All right, so we got 5 fish from that Shimano popper. This popper right there with the Thunderbolt technology. We were just swapping off to a inexpensive Strike King. This is, you know, I've had this for a while. You know, the paint jobs on these aren't too bad. The hardware, not so much. I always swap out the split rings and the hooks on these baits. I'm just not a fan. So the walkability on this Strike King, pretty good. See how it bloops. Oh yeah, that's got a real nice big bubble on this popper, known for these Strike King poppers. Tell you what, guys, I've fished with this Strike King popper for half of my time and have not caught nothing yet. The popping action's awesome, but you know, these fish, they really seem to go after it when it was walking, at least the Shimano one. There we go. There's our first fish on this popper. Oh, it's not a bad fish. I mean, look how he choked that. Just choked it. Choked that popper. Wow, look at that. Choked that popper. Look at that. That's a nice bass. That's about 1.5 pounds, 1.75 pounds maybe. He's a fatty. Last cast with a Strike King popper. Definitely didn't do as well as the Shimano popper. Is it the Thunderbolt technology? Who knows? But it definitely drew in way more bass than this Strike King popper did. Alright, so here's the last popper that I'm going to use. It's kind of a different looking popper, different shape, more of a bait fish profile. It's kind of interesting. Has a feather just like all the other ones. This is a Rebel. The difference with this is this has a little split ring here. None of my other ones had split rings there. So we'll see if this makes a difference. I'm going to fish this for 30 minutes and see how that works out. Nice popping sound. I can hear the rattles. That's cool. Definitely a little bit louder, a little bit more aggressive than the other two. Now the one thing that I try to do to try to keep this as fair as possible with these 3 poppers is I've been working them all fairly aggressively, I guess. Trying to walk them with a little pause at some point. All the fish that I've caught today have came off or have bit while I was working the bait, not at the pause. So I didn't think the pause was super important. Didn't seem like it today. Guys, I am getting down to my last couple minutes here with this popper, and I've gotten no bites. There's the first bite. And the clutch in the last minute. Alright, sorry guys, my GoPro battery died. That was just a little bass, but that is one for the Rebel popper. And we're down to just a few minutes left. I'm glad that at least each popper caught a fish. Alright, one more cast. We're not going to beat the Shimano popper, but let's see if we can get one more. It doesn't look like it. Well, that was a very interesting experiment there. The Shimano World Popper dominated today. Is it worth a $20 price tag? I caught 5-6 bass on this and 1 on the other 2. So you make the judgment. The colors are awesome, the hardware is awesome. I don't have to change anything out on this, but I'd have to say, Shimano, you made an awesome bait. This Thunderbolt technology could have played a huge factor in this today on what made this bait shine today. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, where I break down these baits and test them against other baits in the same category, hit that thumbs up. don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, so you guys don't miss anything that's going on. Thank you for watching.